In the famous words of Jim Carrey's The Mask, did you miss me? I do apologize, and I know you guys are probably wondering, does this guy still make videos? And yes, the Resident Evil of the Underworld will always make videos for you guys. Mind you, it may not always be that, may not always be, but you know how it goes. Regardless of all that, today we are looking at our beautiful, that's right, max level laser rangers. Finally upgraded the little laser ladies themselves. We're going to be taking a look to see what that power level looks like at max level. Probably going to do this with almost all of our troops as we start to max them. So expect a warriors video as well, and whoever else I still have to do. There are the tribes for this week, which are actually pretty good. Maybe we'll do like an all Scorchers, 16 Scorchers hits with the Scorcher damage. And technically, we probably should upgrade it, and that would probably be awesome. 16 max level Scorchers would be totally bad. In a good way. Regardless. I do apologize, like I said, for my absence. We are doing a lot of grinding and like warships and some other in games that we're enjoying right now, so kind of been a little bit gamed out, as well as making some content. Doesn't mean it's stopping by any means, it just slowed down a little bit, but we will be picking it up here in the next week or so, as things will be a little bit quieter in the personal life. So speaking of our wonderful warships that we do, our plugin, of course. How is everybody's Season 52 going? We did indeed hit Diamond on the ult account. Kind of a little bit of back and forth between 20 and Diamond. But we will be taking the jump into 6ER tomorrow. Expect a warship stream maybe this weekend. I was thinking about doing one tomorrow, but I don't think so. We'll see though. Regardless of that, fun season for the most part. Definitely different. I've pushed more than I ever have before, and I'm hoping to see maybe top 500 and maybe, just maybe, a legendary. Don't quote me on that, but we shall see. As you can see, we decided to change it up. We said, no way. No need for tanking troops. We are going to go full laser ladies. And honestly, I believe this troop is probably one of the strongest troops in the game, because they can act both as a slightly less DPS AZ, but with disgusting splash capabilities and taking out multiple defenses in one shot, which in my opinion makes them incredible. And of course, our shameless shout out. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. It is free, and we are getting so much closer to that 500 subscribers goal. Once we hit 500, we will be doing a giveaway, and it'll be time for us to start forming our legitimate community. I already have some ideas for what I want, like badges and stuff like that to be, and some perks for members and stuff like that. At the end of the day, that's not what the channel's about, but we are looking forward to hopefully pushing that limits. And make sure you always turn on those bell notifications for all of the shenanigans. Also expect part of those shenanigans to be a co-op stream with the missus and myself. We will be doing It Takes Two, I believe. I have to double check that. And I think we're going to probably be doing that this weekend. So if there's no warships, there's for sure going to be the co-op stream, and then Among Us as well. That reminds me, I apologize for not streaming Among Us last week. Like I said, just very burnt out of everything. So we will be back though. I almost died there. I apologize. There we go. Stage 4. All laser rangers. No problemo. Like I said, the sheer power. We're going to have a lot of fun. There's some operation hits that I'd like to use laser rangers with, but I was always a little bit nervous because they weren't max level, and you get that extra little bit of beam distance. But I think we're going to start really diving in and using these ladies. As well as Mega Crab pushes will also be incredible for them, so. Like I said, Laser Rangers are one of our favorite troops in the game. The ability to do collateral damage to buildings, in my opinion, is what makes or breaks certain troops. And that's why I believe stuff like Melon Bombardiers and some of the tanking troops, prototype-wise, are pretty amazing. Now, as you can see, we're kind of just running through the base randomly, but I would generally smoke my Laser Rangers, which you might see later in the video. So expect that, perhaps. So far, so good, no problem. Mind you, these are unboosted as well, so if they look strong now, imagine when they have that 166% troop damage or whatever the heck our amount is. It would be absolutely insanity. Jumping into that stage 6 now. Just kind of clearing out some of the excessive splash. I think as long as you can keep your RLs and shock launchers at bay, for the most part, Laser Rangers can at least take a slight beating. Most important thing for Laser Rangers, much like Zukas, is just trying to keep certain splash from hitting them, so to say, because their hit points are slightly higher, but not so much higher than Zukas that they're their own tank, so to say. So always best to keep things that are splashing to do some non-damage. Make sure they're shocked. What? You get what I mean. There it is, stage 6, so easy, very breezy, lemon squeezy. Also, I do apologize if this video at the time of you're watching it does not have a thumbnail. The missus is asleep. We will get that thumbnail out eventually. Not a big deal though. Nothing crazy. Of course, our lovely ladies, we're HQ25. This is Dr. T's Volcano Island. You guys have seen it before. We're just here to have a good old blast. Like I said, some people have talked about making warships content and, you know, finding a way to make my content more into what the majority of the Boom Beach community is, which is a lot of warship stuff. But that's not who we are, because at the end of the day, we are looking for the ability to bring out new players, because that's what it's all about. If we want the game to live, we have to have new people come on in and show interest. A little smoky action. I forgot we did this for stage 7, but prime example, smoking, get right into the position, use those battle orders, which I had a conversation with somebody today. Battle orders, the big benefit for them for Laser Rangers is that 30% damage increase. Due to certain animations and stuff like that, it's hard to say if the speed, serums, and all that stuff affects their shots, but for sure, Sergeant Brick's battle orders does 30% extra damage, so. Always recommend using her if doing these kind of rushy / smoke hits, just for that excessive damage. We're going to take a look at some player bases now and seeing how well we can do against those. Like I said, for Laser Rangers, a lot of smoke tactics could be nice, maybe putting them in a back corner or something like that. Mind you, not every base is 100% A-okay. Or I should say attack. Smoke is such an underutilized gunboat ability, when honestly it's probably one of the most broken gunboat abilities, especially when it comes to the regular stuff. The ability to just conceal yourself and kind of free walk to a location of choice and guard against the nasty splash damage is invaluable. And as you can see, compact bases are amazing for Laser Rangers. They absolutely dookie on them. But it's not to say that you can't use Laser Rangers for some of those more linear, slightly less compacts, or just in general some linear stuff. Some of the bases are definitely a little bit wonky, to say the least. And it's just a matter of finding out what your limits are when using certain troops, so Laser Rangers are no exceptions to that. Certain bases they do really well, and other bases are a little bit more sketchy, so I always say if you're unsure to bring a tanking-like troop, that way you have higher success. Laser Rangers will really shine in those compact slash linear bases. So this is an example of a more linear base where everything is kind of just in a straight line. If you're trying to counter Laser Rangers, not that you really could, but the best chance is to stagnate those buildings. And there we go. Just lining up and decimating that whole player base. The most important thing is trying to keep that splash shocked. We kind of denied that mortar, and it did end up taking out a few of our laser ladies. And then, of course, we had to reposition. So now the rocket launchers to shoot. So a very, very copied. What? I don't even know. And there we go. You guys can't tell, I am a little bit sleepy while trying to record this, so if I sound ever so slightly incoherent, you'll understand why. No problem, though. That's what we're here for. Like I said, the content has no time. We decided it was time to put something out there and show you guys a little bit of love. Because I know not everybody has time to be sitting there watching streams, so. We are going to eventually try for a slightly earlier stream for our folks over the pond, we'll call it, in Europe and some of the Asian countries and stuff like that, so that we can better facilitate your guys' viewing experience. Base is a little bit awkward just because, of course, Laser Rangers want to focus on buildings just as much as they do defenses. Slightly different targeting system than, say, that of like Zookas and stuff like that, so. See, the nice thing is you don't need too many Laser Rangers to kind of finish certain bases off. Always be a little bit harder if your Laser Rangers are a little bit less levels, but it's definitely entirely plausible. Oh, this is a fun base. Just showing off that you do not need to find only the bases without shield generators and stuff like that. As long as the base meets that criteria of compact / linear, even if there's a shield generator, you can make things happen. So always highly recommend having a little bit of fun, showing these folks that their defenses mean absolutely nothing. And that 50% increase on the barrage damage is huge. Mind you, I'm not sure if this person... Oh, never mind. They do. Yeah, this person was a prime example. So this person had a decent amount of ice, I think like 4 or 5 statues, and a shield generator. And you're about to see what kind of work the laser rangers can make happen. As you can see, even without a damage buff, just tearing through this whole base. And that is kind of the thing you have to solve on defense, is finding out how to make laser rangers less effective. I'd say don't do that, but it's eventually a thing. And there you have it, folks. Some beautiful Dr. T, and of course some player bases just to kind of show off that sheer strength. We're excited to see what the future of Laser Rangers hold, and hopefully you guys will see some more of that eventually. But until then, as you guys know, I am the resident dweller of the underworld, the casual player's player, the David to Max Player's Goliath, Dark Anubis, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.